Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. A lot of people have been contacting me regarding obviously the spread of the coronavirus and all the things that worry them about this particular viral disease, the closing of different schools in certain areas, airports, restricted travel. Everyone pretty much wants to know what to do. A lot of gyms have closed. I have a lot of clients who are over in Italy and they can't go to the gym. Kuwait now has closed all its gyms. What are you supposed to do? Well, I tell my clients, look, it's not going to be indefinitely closed. If you're on a contest diet now, continue doing your cardio. You can always walk around your house if you have to. There's no excuse not to do your cardio. You can do your abs in your house. You can do push-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that just to keep going. You're not, a week or two out of the gym is not going to sidetrack your contest prep. Cheating on your diet and not doing your cardio absolutely will. So don't get crazy, okay? That's number one. Number two is, this fear of this virus. Now, granted, some people will die, just like people die from all viruses out there. Flu, on a regular basis, we lose a lot of people, especially older people who are kind of immunocompromised or respiratory compromised. Most of us are going to eventually get this virus, okay? It's almost inevitable, like Thanos. Those of you who watch Avengers movies will know what I'm talking about.
I am inevitable.
But the bottom line is, how could we get the virus and not be negatively affected by it? In other words, how can we allow our immune system to gobble this thing up quickly so that it doesn't cause any damage to us or it doesn't harm us in any way to the point where we need to go to a hospital or we need to have any kind of intervention therapies, God forbid, be put on a ventilator. So here's my take on the whole thing. Number one, I'm a big advocator of injectable glutathione. TitanMedicalCenter.com, I get my injectable glutathione every month from them. I take 200 milligrams a day, and that really helps my immune system. And believe me, I need my immune system help because my son, goes to daycare. He goes to pre-K, whatever you want to call it, and he's always around kids. He's always getting sick. He's always coming on. And to tell you the truth, very rarely do I get sick too. My kids just got over being sick. They were fevers and ear infections and thank God, knock on wood, I did not get sick. And I attribute that to my injectable glutathione use. And I also attribute that to the fact that I use a lot of fruit and vegetable extract products. My demineralized product from Species Nutrition has some dark berry extracts in there coming from blueberries, as well as all the vitamins and minerals that our bodies require. So that's important. Supplementation definitely helps the immune system. We know that. There's plenty of research to show that. But the coronavirus has a unique way it replicates itself in the body. It's an RNA virus, and what it does is it basically attaches to the cell membranes of all your cells, this including muscle cells, every cell in your body, and it injects its RNA, which is its basically coding material, if you want to think of it from a computer sense, that enables it to replicate. Now what it does is it basically uses our protein synthesis machinery to replicate itself, using an enzyme known as replicase. So it basically goes in there and then utilizes our body like a parasite would to make more of itself. And the more it can make of itself, the more dangerous it is to our bodies. We want our immune system to be able to gobble this stuff up as quickly as possible, but if the virus is replicating itself inside our cells unabated, there's less of a chance, or it takes a lot more for our bodies to have to break this thing down and destroy it. So if we can stop the virus from replicating as quickly, it's going to give our immune system a better chance to eat this thing up. Now, obviously, the more active our immune system and the healthier that our immune system is, the better it's going to eat it up as well. So you could take your vitamins, like I said, like your V-Mineralized. You can use injectable glutathione if you want. You can take extra vitamin C, and we can keep that immune system working really well. But we also want to slow down the replication of the virus. And I saw a unique article that was sent to me via YouTube, and they explain how this replicase enzyme uses our cells to replicate itself. And they've shown that the replicase enzyme is very vulnerable to something very, very obvious that's in our food supply and in our vitamins and minerals. It's known as zinc. The zinc ion will inhibit the replicase enzyme from working. The problem is the zinc molecule is a positively charged ion, okay? It's a positively charged mineral, essentially. Positively charged minerals can't get into the cells, okay? Negatively charged ions get in the cell, but not positively charged minerals. They have a lot of trouble. They get in there, but not at high levels. However, there are drugs, there are substances that act as what we call ionophores. Ionophores basically open up ion channels. Zinc is an ion, positively charged ion. If you open up an ion channel through the cell membrane, zinc can go through it and get in. What are these? What is a typical ionophore for zinc? Well, one of them is, we know, chloroquine. Chloroquine, if those of you who might say that sounds familiar, chloroquine is used as an anti-malarial drug. It's a derivative of quinine, okay? And if you guys are really good Dave Palumbo fans and you really listen to all my stuff and advocates, you'll remember that I actually suggest that people use diet tonic water when they're cramping from clenbuterol. Why? Because it contains methylquinine. It contains quinine in it. And quinine inhibits cramping, okay? How does it do that? Probably by affecting the ionophore. It opens up channels and it enables these electrolytes to equilibrate each other. I never thought of it from that perspective, but that's really what it does. And once again, this is naturally occurring in tonic water. And you can get the diet tonic water, so there's no added sugar to it. And interestingly, the research uses chloroquine, okay, at 500 milligrams per day. Actually, some studies have used it up to twice a day to, once again, open these ionic channels, allowing zinc to get in. They don't even talk about supplementing with zinc, but if you supplement with zinc, okay, from a product that has high absorbability, okay, a product like V-Mineralize, I use chelated minerals, chelated zinc. The zinc will enter the body, the bloodstream, very readily because of the fact that it's chelated. It's bound to an amino acid. Those amino acids get cleaved off in the stomach. The zinc gets absorbed through the stomach lining into the bloodstream. Now it's got to get to the cells. When it gets to the cells, how does it get into the cell? Well, if we can open up these ion channels by taking something like chloroquine, if you can't get chloroquine, even though it's a very cheap drug, you can use diet tonic water and drink, 6-8 ounces of that stuff every day while you're taking your zinc. That will open up those ionic channels theoretically, okay? Allowing zinc to get in. Zinc can bind to this replicase enzyme that is replicating the coronavirus, and it will stop that from happening. If the coronavirus is not replicating unabated in your body, your immune system has a chance to eat this thing up. And if we've enhanced the immune system by taking immune system stimulants like glutathione, like your vitamins and minerals, okay, which all can be found in like a V-Mineralized formula, and you're getting enough rest, you will be able to get over this coronavirus as if you got over a common cold, okay? You'll get a little sick and you'll get over it, because eventually we're all going to be exposed to this virus. We can try to avoid it, we can try to stay in our house, we can quarantine ourselves. Eventually you're going to be exposed to it. Why? Because it lives on the surfaces, okay, of everything. You can have a box from Amazon delivered to your house and touch it, and if the carrier that delivered it to you had coronavirus, theoretically you can get it from there. So eventually we probably will all get it. How it expresses itself in our bodies, that's up to you. And I'm not a medical doctor, so what I'm telling you is just anecdotal, empirical evidence. It's just pure science. It's just what I have in my mind gleaned as the right solution to whatever the problem is right now, since we don't have a standardized solution. I think this is probably the best evidence to show that, hey, let's get the immune system enhanced, let's get zinc in there to slow down the replication of this virus, and let's beat this thing. How we're going to beat it is inside of us, not external to us. There's no vaccines going to be created anytime soon. So you guys have to take hands into your own matter, or matters into your own hands, I should say. And don't be afraid of this thing. It's not going to kill you. Obviously, if you're immunocompromised or if you have respiratory issues, that's a different story. You certainly don't want to get this virus if that's the case, because you're going to have a much tougher time. However, these therapeutic, suggestions that I'm giving you could certainly help you as well. And I would take them prophylactically. I'm doing it right now, because I want to be prepared, because I know that somehow, some way, eventually we're all going to be exposed to it. And if we're ready and we have a strategy in place, Hopefully that will be good enough to get over it. We can get through this, we can get back to our lives. I think a lot of people are allowing this to paralyze you due to the fear of the unknown. But the truth of the matter is that, while it is easily spread, this virus, and that's why they're doing these quarantines and why they're really reacting aggressively to it, it's much more easily spread than any other viral, I guess you could say, that's out there at this point. There's no reason to panic. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this little theoretical talk I gave you and some of these suggestions. Stay safe out there. Don't stop your contest dieting, and I'll talk to you next time. Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News Update.